It was a pretty wild game against the Knicks. Coming into it, I was kind of expecting a loss, I'm not going to lie. Just because the Sixers beat them twice, I think it's really tough to beat a team 3 times, especially when you're pretty flawed like the Sixers have been this year. Also, this is a pretty motivated Knicks team coming in. They just had a players-only meeting after a bad loss against Dallas, and they destroyed Brooklyn. Sixers coming off a very emotional overtime win, so I thought it was a tough spot. So this loss really doesn't bother me too much. It's just how they lost the game that bothers me. Like, the third quarter was pretty embarrassing. But also, I thought it was pretty predictable. Joel Embiid plays a season-high 46 minutes against Houston. He has probably his best half of the season against the Knicks. And I believe because of that, the Sixers' only game plan was come out of halftime and feed Embiid the basketball. What really lost them the game was Karl Anthony Towns getting into foul trouble. Because as the game went on, you can tell Embiid was getting more tired, and Mitchell Robinson moving that dude is very, very tough offensively. He just dominated the game in that second half, quite frankly. Knicks had a 92 defensive rating with him on the floor in that second half, won his minutes by 14 points. Whenever Karl Anthony Towns checked out the game, and then eventually he fouled out, I was very, very upset. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, there goes the game. I know it's easier said than done, especially after a crazy half from Joel Embiid, but it's pretty obvious this current form of him, like, he's going to wear down throughout a game. You got to get him in better positions than the second half where he doesn't have to body up Mitchell Robinson to get in the painted region. Just thought they came out in that third quarter thinking Embiid was going to carry them because he was so hot. Now, the obvious reason they lost this game was second chance points. Knicks had 19 offensive rebounds leading to 26 second chance points. Meanwhile, the Sixers only had 6, leading to only 4 points. Now, obviously, in the past, we've had a ton of games like this, especially against the Knicks. Just a very bad matchup in that regard. Mitchell Robinson is just a nightmare for Joel Embiid on the glass. And then, of course, you got to worry about Josh Hart. And clearly, the Sixers were not focused enough in that area because they got picked apart. They went with Kelly Oubre in the starting lineup once again because he has been the hot hand. I don't really mind the decision. But definitely, you got to keep in mind against the Knicks, Dominic Barlow, Jabari Walker, those types of rebounders might need to play more. Andre Drummond may be the backup minutes as well. You might need to sacrifice spacing in order to secure more defensive rebounds. Who knows? But in reality, I think more of the adjustment just comes from focus and team rebounding, making sure you got eyes on a body and are boxing out when a shot goes up. The reasons they lost, number one, that third quarter was despicable. 13 points, a bunch of turnovers. And of course, just allowing way too many offensive rebounds. Next reason I want to get into, the bench production is just comical at this point, and it just makes the Jared McCain decision to completely cut him out of the rotation kind of just like, what are we doing here? Yeah, he's been bad, but also there is no scoring options off the bench right now. I'm going to be real, our biggest asset offensively off the bench right now might be Jabari Walker and Dominic Barlow gathering in offensive rebounds and putting them back up. I can't believe how bad Quentin Grimes has been. Every three-pointer wide open, you know it's not going in. The last 10 games, he's shooting 25% from 3. He has zero confidence out there right now. He's scared. I mean, Jalen Brunson was guarding him at one point, pressuring him on the basketball. I mean, you would have thought he was being guarded by prime Gary Payton, how quickly he got rid of the ball. That's another notable difference from the Sixers' wins against the Knicks. They really destroyed Jalen Brunson. VJ was attacking him, remember? But in this game, Brunson was hiding defensively on Kelly Oubre. Overall, he didn't get picked on nearly as much. Then you got Trendon Watford, who's like not bad, but the problem is he needs the ball like 24/7 to be a factor, and it just doesn't seem like the Sixers do a good job getting him in his spots enough. So most of the time he's just floating off the basketball on offense, and that's where he's pretty much useless because he's not a spot-up three-point shooter. And I think defensively he's really bad. I'm not going to lie. If I was Nick Nurse, I would go back to playing Jared McCain every single night and just hoping you get the best version of him. Because the thing is, the second unit doesn't just need shot makers, but They just need shot takers. Off the bench tonight, the Knicks got 21 combined points from Miles McBride and Landry Shamet. And that doesn't even factor in that Mitchell Robinson came off the bench and secured 10 rebounds. The bench right now, from an impact standpoint, is just in a bad place, to be honest. So yeah, that definitely affected the outcome of this game. Next up, I want to talk about the three-point shooting defense. New York attempted 44 three-pointers. On the season, they averaged 39.7 per game. Now let's go to last game. The Rockets got up 40 three-pointers. Guess what? They are the second worst team in the NBA generating threes, 29th, 30.8 threes per game. Let's go to the Phoenix game. So they shot 39 three-pointers. Not bad, that's their season average. They attempt 39 threes per game. Skip over the Indiana game because Indiana is not very good. So let's go to the Cavs series. The game they barely lost, the Cavaliers had 34 attempted three-pointers. That's very good considering Cleveland averages 41 three-pointers attempted per game. In the blowout loss, the Cavaliers attempted 46 three-pointers. I just think an obvious weakness from a defensive standpoint is at the Sixers' worst, they give up a ton of open threes. I think it's a little bit of scheme, just not being focused, getting cooked off the dribble too much, which leads to you getting into rotation, and that's exactly what you don't want to do when you have Joel Embiid on the court. But also, when you're going up against the Cavs, who have Mobley and Jared Allen, when you're going up against the Knicks, who have Josh Hart and Mitchell Robinson, when the Sixers do play good defense, they're going to give up offensive rebounds, and naturally, that's going to lead to open threes. So quite honestly, I just think that's going to happen with this team against good teams. So that makes it that much more critical to not have, simple mental errors that lead to overhelping, and it's a easy read and a wide open three. Tyrese Maxey, really good at gambling, I guess, but I think they can kind of cut back on that. But also, just understand who you can help off of and who you can't. I mean, Jalen Tyson, we know he went crazy a week ago. That dude is a 40+% three-point shooter on good volume, and the Sixers were giving him warm-up looks. But also, you need better execution on closeouts to run them off the three-point line. I mean, how many times tonight did you see Paul George and Kelly Oubre, they're hustling on the closeout, but then it's just a sidestep, easy three. Pump fake, one dribble three. When you're closing out, you got to make sure to run them off the line. That's your biggest job. The closeouts tonight were really sloppy in my opinion. Overall, though, I do think it's a good sign that they were in a tough spot. Like, the Knicks needed a win against a great team. They've been really struggling, and yeah, they cooked Brooklyn, but that's Brooklyn. Sixers easily could have folded after that third quarter, but I enjoyed the toughness. It was impressive that they were able to battle back. Kind of knew in the back of your head it was a fake comeback, but it was still fun. That idea kind of makes me feel good, moving forward. But also, next game's not going to be very easy. Charlotte Hornets have been balling. Very explosive offensively, so if you're not getting out on shooters, it's going to be tough. That's the thing about this team. It kind of feels like every win is such a grind. It makes games like this even tougher to win because, the Sixers are coming off an overtime. Meanwhile, the Knicks are feeling good after destroying Brooklyn and holding them to 66 points. Definitely felt like dead legs in that third quarter played a part in the Sixers just, playing terrible. Losing games like this is not the end of the world. The goal is clear moving forward. Just stay above water until the All-Star break and then hit your stride after the trade deadline.